Good afternoon. Welcome back, friends. It's nice to see you again. We're going to do a little video today, and we're going to talk about some of the manipulatives we'll be using, and then I'm going to talk about the two apps that we're using. Then I'd like to go into what we're going to do on Fridays and show you that surprise I've been meaning to get to you. So stay tuned. The first thing we're going to start with is the manipulatives. I sent this bag home to you in your packet last week, and it is the manipulatives that we're going to be using in class. I know they look fun. We've got a lot of things in here. You can see some of the coins and some of the number tiles. I also sent some cut-out letter tiles for you to take home. I promise, if you keep these good and you don't use them except for class, when we get done with the end of the school year, I'll just give them to you. You can have them. So do a good job. Keep them safe. Please don't let them get into the hands of little ones who may swallow them. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Take good care of them, and at the end of the time, we'll let you have them. Time to time, I'll set some more pencils in there, but I want to make sure that you have what you need to get started. The second thing that we have in here is a whiteboard. This is for you to use when we do scratch work. This will help you, just like our whiteboards in the classroom. I've given you a marker in the manipulatives bag for this. And please don't do any of your work on this. This is for practice only. You'll do your work on your paper that you turn in to me. I wanted to go over today and talk a little bit about the two apps that we're going to use in the classroom. We've got the iTouch and the Droid. Please make sure you get this somehow. If you can't get these on Apple, and I haven't heard for sure that the Apple people can get them, so if you cannot get this on Apple, let me know. I need to rethink and rework this, because this will take the place of what we do on Fridays in the classroom. Unfortunately, it's going to have to take the place of game day. We're still going to have our science experiments, but we've got to work this in to get some accountability. Having said that, let me talk you through one of the blue games. I know we've used them in the classroom, so you're kind of familiar. Actually, let me back up. I'm going to start with Droid, since that's what I have up right now. This is the Droid out, and here's how we work it. The settings are down in the corner, and then you're always going to want to have 30 questions on there. You can see where it says 30 questions. That's because this is a standard Mad Minute when we do this in the classroom. This is a standard amount for Mad Minute for practice and your quiz on that. You'll want to keep your time limit off to start, and then customize. It's going to let you customize your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Start out within 20, so you're going to start your slider out low, and then as you master levels, then you can move your slider. I'll give you some guidelines on these. I've got my book over here that we use in the classroom to keep track. I'm just going to start asking some questions when we do these on Friday to see where you are. Okay, if you come to back, you remember, then you go back again. It's going to allow you to practice. So it's going to give you your practice right here. And I want you to do your best. This is mental math. This is not, you can use calculation through the practice, but when you come back and you go into your quiz, after you've practiced till it's done, you're going to go into your quiz. And the way you do that is you're going to go simply. It says time limit. You're going to set it for 2 minutes. That is what we use in the classroom, and that's what I want you to do in the quiz on this. So it's going to give you 2 minutes. You're going to go through your things. At this point, it's mental math. I don't want you to be counting on your fingers. I want you to try to do this mentally so that you remember these facts. Once you get your score down, it's this score right up in here, the score that I need to see. So we'll have you write that down somewhere so I can look at it. That's the Droid. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the blue games. If you've used blue games in my classroom, this will be familiar. I had your parents download these so that you have them and you know what you're going to work on, what level. If you still don't know your level, give me a text and I'll switch that up for you. I'll figure it out. But let's take a look at reading language arts grade 2 to start out. I'm just going to show you some of these and show you what it does and how to set the settings. These are called themes, and the themes contain the lessons. You're just going to start at the first theme and the first lesson and go through. When you choose, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is clear out these old grades. Let me show you how to do that. See all these old grades in here? You can come up, slide at the top, come to back that up. Come to settings down here in the middle, push settings. It's going to, down here you can do some things like speech synthesis. Make sure that's turned on so that you can hear it. It will read things to you, and you can listen to your lessons and listen to your questions. Unfortunately, it doesn't speech through the lessons. You're going to have to read that or have mom and dad help you read that. But that's okay. You can get help on that. But this reads the questions to you. So you want to make sure that's on. Your sound is on, your effects are on, and your text size. If you slide this slider all the way to the edge, it's going to make it big and easy to see. That's what you want. When you want to get these grades out, you're going to go to Reset Data right there, and it's going to ask you if you want to do it. You say OK, and you can see it clears all those up. So it's fresh and ready for you to start. So when you go to your first lesson, you're going to pull up the lesson. Please don't try to do these without reading the lesson. It's just like a math book. If you go in and work the problems without reading the lesson, you're not going to know what you're doing. So please make sure you read the lessons. So you pull up the lesson. You can pull up the lesson from settings again, or you can pull it straight from this side. And you're going to pull up your lesson. You're going to read the entire lesson. This way you'll know what the lesson is going to be about. When you're done with that, you'll go up into the orange arrow and you'll do your practice. I'm just going to enter some in so you can hear the different sounds. Okay, got that one wrong. So bad. Go on to the next one. We'll get a right answer here so you can hear that sound too. When you get 3 in the row, it's going to ask you to take the test. It's going to give you a mark up here that says take the test. When you test, you can only test once per day. Please don't restart the test. Parents, they can. I've got a cat that's just about to walk in front of the screen. There she goes. She's going to go lay down now. It's easy to memorize this test, so parents, please make sure that your student only tests once per day. I don't want them to memorize the answers. I really want them to work that through. The test gives you 6 questions and measures your score. So you're going to go through your test, and at the end, I'm just going to get some wrong answers because I want to get this done. Okay? After your 6, oh, who knew? There we go, got a few right there. When you're all done, it will split the screen and give you a score. This number score right here, this 30, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see that number right there. So when I email your parents and ask your score, what level you're on, what score you're on, Damien, Michael Cooper, Jamia, you may be familiar with how this works. The rest of you can ask, we'll get it squared away. This is the number that I'm going to ask on. Okay? So that's how we do the iTouch. And if you have any questions, please ask. It's no problem for me to answer questions for you. You can always reach me again. You can reach me through email, text, phone. But I have to tell you, text is going to be the best one. I can get back right away when you text me. So that's going to be your best bet. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Fridays. Fridays, unfortunately, we're going to have to, well, fortunately, because they're fun. Instead of our reading and our math game, we're going to use iTunes for your reading and your math on Friday. And I will be in touch with your parents through email to find out the levels you're on. You need to do it. You need to study. It is work. You have to read those lessons, friends. You have to read those lessons. You're not going to get your best score unless you are reading those lessons. So be sure to have somebody help you if you need it, but do your best work on this. For science, we just got that big box of science experiments and fun thing, and I do want to incorporate those. So we'll start with a video soon. Hopefully the fizzing colors is the one that I want to do. So as soon as I can get that video out to you, we'll do the experiment right here in front of the YouTube, so you'll get to see that. The first experiment I'd like to do in science, and we can start it today. I've already started it for you, but this is also your surprise that I've been promising. I'm going to carry you over here and let you have a look. I know Jeremiah will get this right away. He'll know what this is. So come with me. We'll take a walk. Oh, there's Gummy the cat. That's the cat that was threatening to get in the front of our video. Here's a sign that Austin made me. Don't you love it? Thanks, Austin. You're the best. Let me turn this on. Shine it over here and let you take a peek. Jeremiah, I know you know what that is. That is an incubator, and what it does is pretends it's a mama and keeps baby chicks warm while they develop in their eggs. And if you look inside here, you can see some eggs in there. I have a farmer friend named Buddy, and I told him I wanted to do this experiment with you guys because I'd been promising you that we could incubate some eggs. So he picked a dozen of all kinds of eggs. He's got lots of chickens on his farm. So he brought some eggs to me, and I put them in the incubator yesterday. You can see in the incubator, you can see the water. That's to keep the humidity high. This is the indicator. This tells us the temperature. If the temperature stays right, you see that little chick in the egg right there. That shows that the temperature is good. It takes about a month to hatch baby chicks. But one more thing I wanted to show you. If you take a peek in there and look at an egg, right over in the back, you'll see a big S on the end of one of those eggs. That, my friends, is the initial of the word silky. The first letter of the word silky. Silkies are those birds that I show you when we get on YouTube in the morning, the ones that technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Silkies are the birds that look like they have the little hats on. So, yeah, we're going to get some silkies. So, that's what we have coming up. That's what we have to look forward to. When we do science, we'll start by peeking right in there. If you can see over my shoulder, I brought some friends from the classroom. Mandy's right there. Mandy the chicken, she says hello. Bubbles the invisible cat is running around here somewhere. He says hello to you all. I love you all. I'm just getting ready to send out a great big email for your parents. I saw your grades. I saw your papers that you turned back to me this week. You're doing a great job. Couldn't be more proud of you. Keep up the good work. I love you all. Until the next video, take good care. Mwah. Bye-bye.